What's up, my friends? My name's iirix. Today I'm going to be reviewing a rather simple card, but still something I think not too terribly bad. That card is Deny Existence. 2 and a blue. It's an instant counter target creature spell. If that spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it into its owner's graveyard. I want to start by saying, hooray, first common review of the set. Woo, yay. Deny Existence counters a creature spell. That part already kind of sucks because it's not any spell, but it does counter, and you get to exile it. Well, not get to. It is exiled instead of going into the owner's graveyard. That part I really like, and that's why I chose this card, because 3 mana, 3 converted mana cost is kind of the standard for counters anymore, unless it costs 2, and then it's kind of like you got to jump through this hoop, or, you know, it only does like sorceries and instants, or, you know, something like that. And I feel like 3 for a creature spell, that kind of sucks. But creatures are essential to the game of Magic. How many decks do you see that don't have a creature in some way or another get played? I mean, they're everywhere. Even in Planeswalker, nothing but Planeswalkers. For those of you who don't know, that's, well, around my group anyway, I refer to it as Super Friends, just a deck full of different Planeswalkers. But even those decks make creatures to do the damage. They don't rely on Gideon to become a creature, you know, because there are way more Planeswalkers that make creature tokens. So that's like the only deck Deny Existence wouldn't really work very well against. Even Burn would suffer from this card one way or another. Burn, not too much because it'll bounce back. I mean, you counter to 1 cost usually, like Goblin Guide. I mean, there's 2/2 for 1 red. Yeah. I think its name is Goblin Guide, but Burn, you can still use it, but it's not going to be as effective as it could. What I like about it is, with the Eldrazi being in Standard right now, they can ingest the cards that you countered with this, and that's another way of doing things, and I like that a lot, because Blue has quite a bit of things to exile creatures, and that's not too bad because it's kind of, you know, it's kind of the theme, I guess. I mean, they're not focusing on that theme anymore. That was what Battle for Zendikar was for. It's a whole new set. I don't know if it's still referred to as a block or not, with the change of 2 sets instead of 3, but it's kind of a small sub-theme in there, and I do like how this card could be used with the last set if you happen to be playing those Eldrazi in Standard. For draft, I'm going to give it a 2.5 because you could save it for one of their big creatures, one of their big threats, and in draft they don't have too many threats, so this could be a little bit more impactful than, you know, most places would be. Standard, a 3.5 if you put it into that Eldrazi deck. You'd be better off playing it, playing different counterspells in Standard, and so for others, I'm going to say a 2.5. But 3.5 if you're playing it with the ingest, because then I feel like you're really getting the most for it. Modern 2, there are better counterspells, we all know it, but it's not garbage, because the Eldrazi are in Modern 2. But most of the time, if you're playing counters, you're going to go for something that costs 1, 2 at the most. Maybe there's one out there that I can't think of that costs 3 that people will deal with because it's really good, but I can't think of it. EDH at 2, because you can counter a creature, and since it's the only creature they'd have, well, then it's gone, you know. You don't want to do it too much on their general because, you know, it'll get exiled right back into the command zone. But it is a way of killing it, and then they have to pay 2 more for it. So, I mean, yeah. It's not a great card. It's kind of one of those cards you got to put in a very specific place, and you'd rather pick other counterspells over it. But I found it to be interesting because of the Eldrazi going around ingesting stuff at the moment. So that's why I picked this one. If you have a different opinion, let me know down below. If you want to hear more reviews, subscribe to the channel. If you want to hear past reviews, check them out. This is number 70, so I got quite a few up there for you to enjoy. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time.